Hello everybody, my name is Daniel and this is Stone Clone. I'm just gonna go randomly and use some old avatars I have that I imported in iClone 5 and then transferred into iClone 6, and now I have them here in iClone 7. Those are some avatars from Drama, like for example these ones here, and they come in different textures. As you can see, we already have a drama here in UHD PBR. So those are from Skyrim, and those avatars I have for a long time and barely used. And this one here is in Ultra HD. I think it's in 2K or in 3K or in 4K texture. Those would be this avatar. It looks already awesome. I have, as you can see up here, my preferences. I have everything in high here, and I have the maximum texture size about 384. Sorry, could barely see that. So I have the maximum range of aperture on textures, and the avatar looks actually great. This effect I have on the actual armor is a shiny effect. You can see here in the texture it's a reflection map, and I also have the close map here working for me. Let's see, what do I have actually selected here? Let's go to the armor. There we are. Didn't know what I had. If you can see the close map, it creates a nice effect around here. That looked good enough in iClone 6, but let's convert this guy into something more advanced, into PBR. In order to do so, some avatars let me do it, others doesn't. This, for example, has this option here enabled. It looks traditional, and you can change to PBR directly here. Normally that happens if you, for example, this avatar is actually iClone 5 format. It was never changed, but probably it got changed once it's imported into iClone 7. So I just go ahead and select all the parts. But before I do this, let me show you the actual size of the texture. So we have the texture here loaded in, and you can already see it's, let me just, you can already see it's big. It's not a tiny texture. Let's see the size of this. Let me scroll this up a little bit. There we are. So I'm back. I loaded in the wrong texture. I loaded the gauntlets in, and the gloves, there were actually 1024 to 1024, and this one is Ultra HD. It's 2K 2048 to 2048. So it was pretty high. If you think about the standards, when was the year? I think it was 2012 when Skyrim came out. Was it 2012? I'm not quite sure which year it was, but I think it was 2012. Probably even earlier, but don't hand me on that because I don't remember it. But Skyrim later on had what they call the golden age, and where the mods in Skyrim kicked in and people start to mod it, and they put in textures, and even today Skyrim's still alive for modders. So these models here, they have a custom made texture by a modder, and this texture is like the triple size, because the normal one was 512 to 512 size was the standard textures, and later on in the HD packs you can have armors for 1024 to 1024, and now they're even up to 8K textures. I used to mod Skyrim long time ago, and I still want to go back again now that I have a more powerful graphics card, and actually go ahead and mod Skyrim way better. Anyway, we saw that the texture is there and it's actually very big. Let's go out of here and back to our actual avatar here. And let's convert this guy, select it all and convert it directly to PBR. Wait a little bit, that will take a bit. It depends on the texture size and the actual avatar, how much it takes this guy actually to convert it. So it's about that. As you can see already, the avatar looks way, it looks more pale. But if you go close in, you can actually see, you see that? The actual specular map shows the shiny parts of the metal armor. As you can see, the scratches were supposed to be shiny because this armor is supposed to be made of copper. Well, they call it in the Dwarven language, it's Dwarven steel or Dwarven ignite, but it's copper. And yeah, let's see if we can amplify that effect here. It actually looks pretty good already. See, this effect looks actually nice. Let's see if we can make this a bit better. We go to our roughness map, the roughness map, and go down here and select adjust color. And here we have our brightness. Let's move this aside and see if we can make this a little bit better by working on the brightness here. That will take a bit, and as you can see, it gives it a more shinier look to it than before. And we can even amplify that a little bit more here, giving it a bit more. There we are. Now and I have all selected, meaning is it will apply it to the whole armor, as you can actually see here. Now let's go and work this effect into the metallic effect, and let's darken this a little bit. So what I just done, I darkened the armor and it looks awesome. It looks like it's an old armor who has scratches on it, and it has this cool metallic effect on it. And it even shines if you put the lights on it. And that effect actually depends also widely on the kind of EBL map, the HDR map you have on. For example, if you deactivate it, as you can see, the effect still remains, but it's mostly not as cool as it was before. And this map here is actually a very good one. It's preloaded. As you can see, we can white this up now. It's way more shinier than before. But for example, if I go to my custom maps I have here and load in, like for example this one, the effect is way a bit different because this map is a little bit darker. As you can see, the effect is way different. For example, we can go to the Golden Gate and we have like a blue effect on the surface because it uses the image-based light on this surface. So in order to get a better one is, let's see, the parking lot maybe. It's a bright one though. Yeah, it's a bright map and also has this shiny blue effect to it that I actually don't like that much. Those are the human surfaces. If you take this one for example, this is a very good one. I like this one. It gives the color effect of the actual armor. It looks more outside, like it's outside and the sun is shining of it. It's not so gold, it's more, the color is more golden and not so yellow. it is still yellow, but not that much anymore. The effect it's nice, I like it. Now let's play a little bit around with the ambient light here. The global illumination, and let's see if we can do something here. First of all, go to the Android settings and go to the view GI range, and you can see stop at malware bytes. Nobody asked you to analyze my computer. I have the malware bytes and I have the Avast antivirus system running on my computer both, and they're doing a very good job, but they're starting to get really annoying at F, and I don't want to swear here. So let's go back to business. We have the intro map here, and we don't need that big of a map, so we scale this a little bit down here. Here we are. As smaller the intro map is higher quality of ambient light effect you can have on the actual avatar. So let's go out of the range here. So we got this map on, and it has actually no effect so far on our avatar at all. Let's see if we can change that. Let's go and turn on our ambient occlusion. There we are. The ambient occlusion makes the shadows of the actual person or geometry more, well, shadowy. It looks good. So let's see if that has an effect. Actually, why does the global ambient light here do barely nothing? It's weird. It should at least do something, no? Let's go to our... That's weird. Actually, the global lighting is not doing anything here. So I'm back now, and now you can actually notice the global lighting working here ever so slightly. If you can see, the avatar gets a bit brighter. It's because the global lighting is working here, but it doesn't look it's so affecting actually at all. Let's see if we can, the shadow here, strength this up with our shadow working here, and let's see if we can work with our lights a little bit here. There we are, the lights here, and work this light here. From this light is from the side, so it gives it a special shine to the avatar. I'm a bit disappointed of the global lighting here right now. It's not doing much at all. Let's see if I maybe crank up the answer settings a little bit. There we are. I mean, the global light should do at least something here. It illuminates it, but not enough. Well, anyway, the global light does not do much here. If I turn it on or off, you barely notice it is even present. Well, that's a pity, but okay. The global light is for doing something else anyway. So we done our Dwarven Centurion here and a Dwemer. But those are dwarves. But the dwarves in the Skyrim universe they weren't actually small or tiny. there were elf-like creatures, and there's actually many mythologies and fantasy who explain the dwarves as actually being big, meaning not like tiny dwarves, more like a man on the size of us, and being just strong and very bulky and look like a dwarf, but is way bigger than us. And people think the dwarves were tiny as well. Skyrim took that mythology and said the dwarves were elfish creatures. They weren't actually the dwarves we know. They were dwemer and they were elfin creatures. Very powerful though. And this is their armor. Well, besides Skyrim lore here, let's save this guy up and go to another one. Be back in a minute. Or a second for you. So let's see if we can find our, there we are. For comparison here, I will load in the plated armor here. We actually the different here. This is the normal plated armor. The standard Skyrim plated armor. As you can see, the textures are not very big. They look very basic and simple. And now we have the HD plated armor. Those this way upscaled because Skyrim updated the game and they added HD textures to it, and as you can see actually already the difference. See the main body, and you go up here and you can see it's way more clear to see, and the maps are way better than the other one. I mean, somebody who doesn't give a horse radish about the details of the textures. You can see the upper part here and here. You can see clearly the difference between the two. Sometimes who doesn't give a horse radish about the details and just wants the game, play the game, doesn't care about it. But people like me and probably you who are watching this like 3D animation and texturing, and video games are a fundamental part of this because the modding community in Skyrim is growing so big, and is so big already, and many people mod the games and they work with 3D animation and textures. So as you can see, this is a modded armor. It's way darker than the original one, as you can see, and also they get rid of the of these how you say that, incavations or cavations they made in the armor here, and just put a plain one in here like this one and put some scratches all over it with a new bump map. And the other ones up here is as well changed, but the armor looks way more awesome than before, and you can see the details way better, and it's way darker and dirtier than the actual original armor. So, and you can see the details shouldn't go so nearly, and you can actually see everything here. So let's go ahead and change this guy here into PBR. So as you can see, he's already in PBR, and problem is he's pale. I mean, he looks like washed out, like that he's bleached, you know. So you look around and it looks like unrealistic. Sometimes if you load in an avatar from iClone 6 or even import one in 3D Exchange, I have that issue. The avatar is bleached completely, and sometimes it's because you don't have the use RGB on, and when you take this away, the avatar is bleached and looks like this. So always make sure to use RGB in order to get the original texture color on your avatar, because PBR deactivates that many times, and I was like pissed about it, and now I find out what was the issue. Anyway, so let's go and see what we can do with this guy. Let's see, you want to focus on the main area here, because Yeah, I can see already this. It's not that shiny than the tremor armor. The tremor armor was very shiny and well done already. So let's see if we can give this guy more of a realistic shiny look here. Now that looks way better. Take a look of it before and now. It looks way more detailed now, and if you go nearby this you can see also the shininess on it and the details of the armor, but we can actually do better. Let's see. So what do you think? It's still not perfect. So we have more shininess here, and this is like the maximum of shininess, but it doesn't look good on him. What I should do is go and find my there we are. This looks like it's shiny in the place, but not too much. Still, the contrast of it. Let's see if we take the contrast out. Yeah, the contrast definitely has to be there in order to give it more realistic look. Let's see if we can change in the metallic map and make this look a little bit more better. So we go to the brightness here. Now this looks way better now. As you can see, it has this texture to it, and this still looks normal, but if you go to the metallic part you can actually see that it's shining. It's a shiny metal armor. And let's see how the lights on it actually perform. Let's see, this is the main light here. Yeah, it reflects the light in the place. That's actually pretty good. See how the more, yeah, there's more golden, more yellowish light on the shiny armor. So what you want depends on you, but I think the PBR effect here makes actually a pretty good work out of this armor and makes it look newish and way better. If you can see, even the metallic here shines way better over it. So that actually was it. I just wanted to test these things out and see how it turns out, because it's finicky and I didn't have much time in order to get into PBR and other iClone 7 stuff, because I was working and I had no time, and I tried to make up that time and play around a little bit more. Also, I'm more preoccupied with that lately, because I changed my video card into a GTX 1080, and I mainly wanted a 1070, but I decided for a 1080 once I saw one, because the prices were almost the same for a 1070 Ti than a 1080. So I checked out the specs on the card, and I mainly saw I wanted to update since last year into a 1060, but I couldn't get one, so I get a 970 for it. And then I wanted the 960, a 1060, sorry, again, and I saw the specs and I see that the actual CUDA cores on the 1060 were actually, let's say, pretty much the same or a little bit higher, just a tiny bit higher than the 970 I had. It was a 4 gigs version of the 970. So I said it's not worth it. I mean, I have more RAM, but how much is that for 2 gigs more of RAM and just a tiny bit more of CUDA cores, and I think I need more, so I decided for 1070, and I almost got one here around where I'm living, but the prices were way too high for those, and later on the guy didn't want me to sell it until he gets a new one, and then he wanted to sell me the whole computer, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude, I'm gonna find myself something else. And in the end I picked up a 1080. I found one in eBay for a very good price, and I picked it up, and there it is. And I mean, it's a very high-end graphics card, and still even today a very good one. I know it's not a 1080 Ti, but hey, it's 8 gigs of RAM. It is more powerful than a 1070 Ti, and for what I'm doing in 3 animation, it's perfect. I mean, I can work very great in iClone 7 with this 1080 Ti. I mean 1080, sorry. Anyway, I finished this video now, and I hope you learned something or were a little bit distracted. Well, see you in the next video. Bye. Hold on to your horses, we're not finished here yet. Well, afterwards I wanted to finish this video, but I decided it's only a 2K armor, you know, I want real 4K armor. So I got to Skyrim Nexus mode and got myself a real 4K armor. As you can see, this is a real 4K. As you can see, you can zoom into this and it still looks good. And you can see it's a real 4K. Well, let's see. We go into this place and you open this, and you can already see down here to 4096 by 4096, and only this texture here weighs over 13 megabytes, and we're gonna load this texture in on this guy here and convert him into a real 4K. So hold on for a second. First thing I'm gonna do, select all and convert him back to traditional. There we are. And now we load in the maps I need. I already loaded the diffuse map. Let's load the bump map. Okay, I kind of messed up the imports here. No problem, I can fix it. There we are. All fixed now. Let's see to the specular map here. And the gauntlets. There we are. We don't need the reflection map from this here. It's not needed. Although we can actually load in the other one. Now let's go to the armor. So I'm gonna load in all maps. Okay, I'll be back in a second. So I loaded in all the textures. Let's go ahead and select them all. Let's convert this again into PBR. PBR. Alright. Now, this is true 4K PBR texture. On the actual dwarf armor. Of course, you wouldn't appreciate it the same because yes, you can see into more details right now, but it doesn't make really much the difference. And the answer is it does when you make like a, let's say 4K rendering of it, then you can truly appreciate it. And if you have a monitor who actually supports 4K, then you can truly appreciate the quality of the actual armor. Because if you think about it, my monitor is only 1080, so we cannot see more than 1080, although you can appreciate the texture quality already by going in, but you're not really able to appreciate really the high quality of the textures if it's higher than 1080. But you can already see into the details. You can see already this text right here, but that is another discussion. Well, there you have it. It's a 4K armor right now in PBR. I'm gonna make a rendering of this armor in actual 4K after this video, and so you can, those of you who have the capability of have 4K monitor can appreciate those armors in real 4K, and that's it. So thanks for watching again, and now that's the true end of this video. Bye.